Hey guys, recap from this weekend's games. We're gonna touch on some gambling tips, and then just we'll talk about possible sports to bet here over the next months as the NFL will be heading into their off season pretty soon. So the recap on this weekend's games. I know I said on I think it was Friday's video. It was going to be a tough week. Be happy if you went 2-2, 3-1. Really, these games to me seemed almost like coin flips. Went 1-3, able to get the Tampa Bay game right last night. The other games, didn't really work out. The Rams and Packers. I said if the Rams they were kind of in it there. They were down by a touchdown into the fourth quarter. And then, it just kind of it opened up a little bit. The Packers ended up winning by 14. And I did see that coming. If the Rams weren't going to cover, they were going to lose by, maybe 14, 17 or more. So it was one of those games where the Rams defense, unfortunately, couldn't do enough. I thought offensively, Cam Akers played a pretty good game. A late scratch there with Cooper Kupp. I hurt that offense a little bit, but at the end of the day, the defense has to play better, and Rodgers and that offense were able to do pretty much what they wanted to do for like 3/4 of that game. So that was, I'm a Rams fan, so that one sucked, just having them lose more than the bet itself. And then, Baltimore and Buffalo. Another Buffalo won for the second straight week where I really felt like they were fortunate to come out with the win. They really didn't do a whole lot. Lamar Jackson got injured, threw a pick six. I mean, he's probably never going to throw a pick six for 100 yards again in his career. It might happen like once every few years or something. But it was just one of those things. I'm like, oh my God, Baltimore, like Indianapolis the week before, really played well enough to win. And Buffalo, I think, were very fortunate to not play really great games and to come out with a win. So that one sucked. And then, of course, the Kansas City game. I mean, they were covering for most of that game, and then Mahomes went down, and then I think that sparked some life into Cleveland. They were able to come out and then get the backdoor cover, which of course we were very aware of. And KC still had a chance to cover, but Chad Henne came in, threw a terrible interception. It was pretty much like a punt. I don't know what he was doing there. And then he comes back and does this crazy third down run, and then whatever. But, kind of unfortunate. We can't really see Mahomes and Lamar Jackson getting injured and Jackson throwing a pick six. There's a lot of things that kind of went against the picks that I like, but it is what it is. I mean, Tampa Bay was able to come through 1-3. These weekends happen. So, I mean, we're still 11-3 in the last, 3 weeks. So, nothing really to be angry about there. I think just to give some gambling or handicapping tips, a lot of it, I think most people that are subscribed are kind of aware of this because they've been, you guys have been betting sports for some time as well. There's some who I think have no idea what the fuck's going on, to be honest with you. I get a couple comments here and there, which is fine, but it is funny how I think one guy said like, oh, you went perfect last week, so I wanted to go against all your picks this week, and you went 0-2 on Saturday, so I was going to go against your picks on Sunday, so thank you. And I'm like, man, if that's the way you're betting games, like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, that's brutal. But, I guess to each his own, do what you want to do. Long term, you're a loser. There's no question about that. But I understand regressing, obviously. I mean, I'm betting at like 64% on the season. I'm like 54-30. So yeah, eventually I'm going to regress back down to probably low mid 50s, over, a couple hundred games, obviously. But I mean, to regress on any specific weekend is beyond bad to go on that, right? Like I went 1-5 week 16 and then came back and went 4-0 week 17. It's like, okay. Well, then if I went 4-0 in week 17, you're probably like, he's probably going to have a bad wild card weekend. Then I went 3-0 on Saturday for wild card. Okay, well he's won his last 7. Well, Sunday I'm definitely gonna fade him on Sunday's wild card. Went 3-0 again on Sunday. So if you're just cherry picking days in picks on like when you think I'm gonna lose or when you think I'm gonna win, I mean, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, just you bet the game. Like, every game is individual. Yeah, of course you're going to regress. You're going to go on hot streaks. You're going to go on cold streaks. I mean, that's betting. And if honestly, if you can't handle the losses, get out, man. Like, because A, you're going to lose, and B, it's not going to be fun for you. So, so I had one guy say that, like, he was literally just fading picks based on previous week, which is so stupid. Another guy got upset because I went 0-2 on Saturday. I'm like, buddy, if you can't handle an 0-2 day, woof, like, grow some, man. Like, what are you doing? This is betting. You know, like, the best bettors out there against a spread are 55%. Like, professional handicappers over, like, hundreds of against the spread picks, like, the best are maybe 57%. You think they didn't have, like, an 0-5 weekend? Like, come on, so don't come at me. Like, I really don't give a shit. I don't care, but it's just, I'm trying to educate the other guys, which I know the vast majority of subscribers have a brain. But I'm trying to help you guys, because if you're getting honestly, like, upset over like an 0-3, 1-4 weekend, this isn't cut out for you. All right, go do something else. That's just the way it is. And honestly, the losses to me, I don't care. Like, personally, when I lose a bet, I honestly don't give a shit. Like, I've lost many bets. Like, I've been betting, more seriously in the last, like, this is like my third year of doing NFL more seriously. I've been, obviously doing it for a lot longer than that. But, yeah, like, I've had big winning streaks. If you guys have seen that, I've had a little bit of losing streaks. And I take the good with the bad. I mean, at the end of the day, I know I'm a long-term winner, but which is obviously the goal, because if you're not, then you're probably just doing it for fun at that point. But, the losses to me, you almost become immune to them. It's like, whatever. What frustrates me is when you guys lose. Like, that bothers me more than my losses. Like, if I'm telling you to pick someone and you tail my picks and you lose, or we lose on that bet, like, that sucks more. Like, I feel it, because I'm like, you guys are betting your hard-earned money on this game, so I feel for you. Like, for me, I don't care. Like, I'm betting within my bankroll management, like, or within my, within my means. Like, if I lose, I lose. Like, but for others, I feel like shit when I give out a bet and so you lose. But, the losses hurt way more than the wins feel good. Like, the wins, I've gotten to a point now where I've won enough, like, parlays and straight bets and whatever, all different kinds of sports, where you almost become, again, immune to the wins. Like, before, if I won $200 on, for the day, I was like, oh wow, I won $200. Like, I get excited. Now, if I win like $500, I'm like, cool. Like, I'm not really pumped, and I shouldn't be. It's a good day, but you almost become desensitized to it, and maybe that's, I don't know if that's a good thing or it means you're more of a degenerate. But the wins, you just, like, maybe I should enjoy them more, but they're just kind of like, hey, like, I expect winning long term. The losses are more frustrating, but I've lost enough where, like, it's whatever. I know it's part of the game. So the point is, like, don't get pissed off, man, if you're having a bad day. Like, you're going to have losing days, 100%. You're going to have losing weeks, 100%. You're going to have a losing month. Get used to it, man. What you don't want is a losing year. Long term, over the course of the year, yeah, you want to be up. But, you're going to have lots of losing days. You're going to have some losing weeks. You might have a losing month here and there. You shouldn't have a losing year if you get good at this. But, man, like, it blows my mind when people are like, oh my God, you went 0-2 on Saturday. Like, oh, like, unsubscribe. I'm like, oh my God, like, you obviously have no idea about anything in sports betting. So part of this channel is obviously to give you my opinions on the games, and, if you like it, go with it. But part of it is just educating you guys to be better bettors. So hopefully I can do that. And the biggest thing, honestly, is bankroll management, right? It's betting a percentage of whatever you want to bet. Like, if you're putting whatever, if you want to bet with like $1,000 over the course of the year, then you have to play within a certain percentage, right? Typically, your bet size should be 2 or 3% of your bankroll. If you're more confident, 4%. Your best bets, 5%. Right? So the more you win and the higher your bankroll becomes, those percentage of bets, obviously your bets are going to get bigger. And if you lose, it's fine. Just keep your percentage the same. Your bets will become less, right? You should be betting more if you're winning. And a lot of people, when they win, they pull back a little bit because they get conservative. They don't want to lose their profits. They're like, oh wow, I don't want to lose what I just won. And then when they lose, they bet more because they're pissed off. They're on tilt. They're like, screw it, I'm going all in. And it should be the opposite. So that's the best piece of advice I can give you in terms of betting is keep it in your percent, 2 to 3% standard bets, 4 or 5% for your more confident bets, and just bet that. And over the long term, as your bankroll increases, your bet size will also increase. So that's really important. But anyways, yeah, I just want to kind of do a quick recap of the week. And I mean, my God, I got a couple comments. I'm like, whew, like you're a dummy. But I think it has to be addressed because, and I'm going to get a lot more of those. But I think 90% of my subscribers probably already know this. But I think it is important because you can't have that mentality doing this kind of thing, man. Like, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. You will fall into the 99% of the people who just lose. That's just the way it's going to be. Anyways, so football next weekend, conference championships. I don't know. I don't know if Mahomes is gonna play, but if I'll have to break down that game and analyze it. But Buffalo, to me, honestly, because they're in this conference championship, I don't automatically look at these guys. They haven't really impressed me, honestly. They've done all right. They've won games. You got to give them credit for that. But KC, I wouldn't even be surprised with Henny in there if they win. But we'll have to see as the week goes on. Don't quote me, man. Don't quote me and tell me I want fucking 0-1 on the AFC Championship game and get pissed off. Don't fucking do that. All right? And then the other game, yeah, it's going to be a great game. Tampa and Green Bay. I mean, you got just the quarterback matchup is going to be great. So looking forward to that game. But as the year goes on, I want to know from you guys if there's any other sports you want me to go into, because I don't want to just do NFL because it's going to be like 6 months layoff, and that's just kind of stupid. I like betting NBA in terms of like money line parlays, teasers. I do a lot of teasers in the NBA. And tennis. I like tennis. I'll do like grand slams. I do more in-gaming for tennis though, so that's a bit more challenging. Baseball, probably get around to that. NHL is the one sport where I don't know. I don't really bet the NHL. I think it's way too random. But yeah, if there's any other sports you like, let me know because I can do picks for those as well. Just so we keep this channel going over the off season. And then I'm also thinking about possibly starting like an Instagram page for you guys as well. So let me know. I don't know how many of you guys are on Instagram, but if you're interested, let me know. I can start an Instagram page. I think that might be an easier way to connect with you guys because YouTube's good for NFL specifically because it's once a week. I can go into like longer analysis of these games and it works well. But if I'm getting into sports like the NBA and baseball and these other sports where there's games every day, I can't be doing YouTube videos every day. Like, I'm just too busy to be doing that. So it's just not really realistic for me. And I think too, like, the YouTube's cool and all, because I can, give longer videos and stuff, but it's a pain in the ass to upload and do all this stuff, and then it's not real time, right? So some of you guys, that's why I say turn on the post notifications because you might not get it. That's why I try to put the video out at least a full day before the games. But for these other sports, I mean, they're day to day, right? Like, I can't I feel like if I did it on YouTube, you guys would be missing the bets. So for Instagram, it'd be a little more fun, a little more interactive, and I can do like video, like stories, right? Like live, real time. So if you're on Instagram, you can click it and you'll get it like right away as soon as I post it. So I think a little more fun. I can always do like funny videos too, like during the game, me watching the game, and like just more interactive. YouTube's okay, but it's just me talking to a camera, right? Instagram, I think you can get a little more connect with you guys a bit more. So let me know what you guys think of the Instagram idea. What other sports you kind of want me to cover over the next little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to ask you guys about that, and then about just, bet sizing and how to do that. don't get pissed off over the losses. Like, you know, it's, I think because I got some subscribers this weekend because of last week's 6-0 run. I think people came in here thinking like, oh, he's gonna go 4-0, and it's like, what a stupid mentality that is. I wish, but I mean, you know, long term, you know, I'm okay. I'll do well for myself and for you guys. But I mean, don't come in on a given weekend thinking you're gonna get rich. You know, that's just not the way to really approach it. So anyways, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your thoughts about those other topics I talked about, and we'll talk soon.